how many happy marriages are monogamous? How many happy marriages are polygamous? The only way I could see that like lasting long term is if the guy is a sorry, sad piece of shit who's rich as fuck and can't get pussy to save his life, and the chick's hot as shit and she's only with him for the money. Would you feel like less of a woman if your man fucked another girl?
And welcome back to the Otown Talk podcast. Finally, we are back and we got video this time. It's boy 3, aka Braden. Got my boy Vince to the right. I got Bailey to my left. And we have another great podcast in store for y'all today. Make sure you like it. Make sure you subscribe. If you dislike it, don't dislike it. Just make sure you like it.
No, you can dislike it.
Don't dislike it. But actually, go ahead.
Good.
And yeah, we back, man. I'm good. I'm happy to be back in front of the cameras, dude.
Yeah, welcome back.
Feel free to throw some comments down there of anything you want us to talk about.
Definitely comment.
Any suggestions that you think we could touch on and lighten y'all on a little bit, we're happy to do so. Because there's one thing I know I'm good at. It's enlightening motherfuckers.
Not only that, but we also want to talk about whatever you guys want to hear. So that's why. Got to make sure you comment.
But if you do put lame suggestions, I'm not going to talk about it.
Although we do have some good content for today.
We do have
some interesting
stuff.
topics
That's what I'm
coming up in
saying.
the
Y'all are,
pipeline.
oh yeah, we got a good one for y'all today, man. We might as well just jump right into it.
We can. I just want to say this little fucking thing when I was on my way here. No. I was on my way here and I see this like cute little young family, right? Like it looks like the dad's probably like early 20s.
Right.
Mom's probably early 20s.
Mm-hmm.
And the dad's like pushing a little stroller. They got their little baby. And from a distance, I'm like, damn, you don't see young couples too much anymore these days. Like, that's kind of cute. You know, it's touching me a little bit. I'm like, young couple with a family like that. That's like, you don't see that. Like nowadays, nowadays, like we're all waiting until we're in our 30s because like we're smart, right? And we're like, we want to have our money, we want to have our career right. And then, then we'll worry about kids and a family and all that shit. For sure. And then as I got closer, I saw their faces and they were miserable. And I'm like, that's why we do it that way.
Yeah, no.
Like, I'm talking there. You can see her nagging at him. She's like, he's like, he's the one pushing it too. He's like, I fucking hate my life. I'm like, yep, that's why we wait till 30.
Yeah, man. I feel like that sometimes.
I couldn't imagine that right now. Like we're just kind of getting into the work grind. Maybe it's almost like a couple years, but still, and then on top of that, adding children and marriage.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
right
shout out to those who have the kids and they're young and are doing that shit. Cause that's the last thing I want on my plate right now.
But people could do it back in the day because back in the day, like money was worth more. So like you could have your little fucking bullshit job, like mid job, right? Yeah. Making like $15 an hour. Right. And you could have a kid in an apartment and a house and all that shit. Yeah. But nowadays, $15 an hour is not getting you a goddamn.
No, not shit.
It's not getting you nothing.
The fucking apartments and the houses, the whole market, dude, is just terrible.
And a kid, they say that on average, a kid costs $1 million by the time it's 18.
God damn.
Yeah.
I mean, it makes sense. I mean, I can see
over 18 years, $1 million makes sense.
I mean, I guess
you include
like that. That's not
don't
that
you
much.
get? Do you get like? Yeah. Don't you get like checks or whatever for having?
But it is if you're broke.
If you're broke.
Yeah. Okay, I was gonna say. So that's probably
But first hot topic.
Still couldn't do that.
This guy, Adam22, one of the OGs of the spot. He is lit up right now. I will say I gotta respect the man though for taking it like a champ for the most part.
Oh yeah,
like he is using it as a marketing tool.
Oh,
great!
You took the words right out of my mouth. That's what I was just about to say.
He's doing great with that.
Completely using that shit too.
But I mean, the situation itself is kind of crazy, kind of controversial because once again, it dips its toe in the male and female role stuff. And because like,
a lot of the stuff we've talked about.
Obviously if you're not caught up on the situation, Adam22 and his girlfriend do porn together.
What's her name?
Lena the Plug. Mm-hmm. And they do porn together, whether it be, I know they have an OnlyFans, but I think they do like just regular porn too. I'm not 100% sure.
I don't think they're on Watch, I don't know.
They might have a contract with something because I feel like it's not all just on OnlyFans, but I could be wrong. It might just all be OnlyFans. Maybe.
Yeah.
But
because I don't know. They're definitely dipping their toe into the porn industry. Though.
Yeah, for sure. They're getting stars.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. So, anyway, so him and his girlfriend have been shooting porn together for like 6-7 years or something like that. And they've only done other girls. So Adam22 would fuck her and the other girl. And she'd fuck the other girl and, you know, mixing and matching, yada, yada, yada.
All that good stuff.
And now, a month after their marriage, which is crazy.
That's what I think.
And
is the reason.
I really want to touch on that.
Yeah,
but
I think that's the reason why it's gotten so big.
well, yeah, for sure, for sure.
You know
But a month after their marriage, Adam decided to give her the green light to go ahead and get boned down by another man. BBC, might I add. And
I mean, we have to add that.
We have to because that's part of it. So yeah, so we're throwing that in. It was a BBC that she got entangled with.
In their podcast, he said it was like her wedding gift to be able to do that.
You heard that? I don't remember that.
You didn't hear that part? Well, not like officially. He wanted to, add some light to it, but yeah, he was like, it was kind of an early wedding.
See, a lot of the things
he's
doing, bro, it seems like cope. A lot of the things he's saying, he's doing, it seems like cope.
Well, that's why I think he's coping by marketing. Like,
yeah.
Like, you know what I'm saying? Like,
I think it's a mix. You know what I'm saying? I think he's coping by marketing, and I think he's also using his cope as a marketing.
Yeah,
you know
that's what I'm saying. Yeah, that's exactly.
But you might as well capitalize. You have to cope anyway.
Well, that's why he's also because that's what they were saying on the podcast too, right? Like on theirs, like how Adam's been using it to his advantage.
Oh yeah.
Because that helps him more.
But yeah, so let's dive into this a little bit, the ins and outs, if you will.
How do you guys feel about this situation?
So I mean, we all know where the fuck I stand.
So start.
So I mean, obviously, that's a no-go for me personally. Whether I was in porn or not, like I'm not letting my girlfriend get boned down by another dude. I get that there's open relationships and stuff, and I get like he's boned other chicks. I don't think him boning other chicks is necessarily a green light for him to go ahead and let his girl get boned by other dudes. And that's where it gets kind of controversial, right? That's where like people are like, well, if he can do it, she can do it.
I was just about to say that.
Now, here's where it gets tricky, though. Here's where it gets tricky. I feel like a girl getting boned down by another dude, a much larger dude, might we add, and she even said it was bigger than his, which is like,
yeah, the way she was talking about it doesn't help the situation at all. Because she's like, yeah, I was out.
I couldn't move for 4 days.
I was like, God damn.
I mean, but if you're thinking about it rationally, she also said like no girl wants like something huge like on their average. There's this thing called the boyfriend or husband, material.
Yeah.
And like. As a woman, you don't want that thing to be like so massive that you can't walk for 4 days.
No homo, but I've definitely seen some Adam's and Lana's work, and Adam's a pretty packing dude himself.
Yeah.
So like this other guy must have been
that's what I was
fucking
saying.
hot.
Unit.
Like, my dude came out swinging.
My dude was blessed. To wrap it up in one word.
But yeah, I mean should I get into all my reasons right now, or do we want to get some other opinions? Because I feel like we could debate this.
I would love to hear Bailey's opinion.
Well, I mean, I definitely think that like if he could do it, she can do it. And it's like, it's kind of crazy how it's such a big deal when like he's done it so many times consensually and non-consensually. He admitted to cheating on her on the podcast.
Right. Yeah.
And she does it one time and it's like blown up.
Which she even admitted to a mistake, or correct me if I'm wrong. Didn't she say like he kind of lucked out that it like he's using it as a marketing tool as like, because she probably thinks, or she was saying that she thinks like he's like kind of mad about it. Like,
yeah, for sure. I mean,
he was low-key hurt.
Oh yeah.
Their relationship doesn't really feel that healthy anyways. Like if you listen to their podcast, this is the only reason I knew about them was because Vince sent me their podcast. And then that's when I got educated on all this stuff. If you even want to call that education, but up to speed.
Yeah. Is that considered street knowledge?
Street knowledge. Yeah. It feels like it. No, because I feel like street knowledge is stuff that like helps you. And that doesn't help me.
It does though, because we can relate to the topic and we can like learn from their situation.
Some of the shit we can't read the book.
Okay. So just based on their podcast, from what I heard, there just felt like a lot of tension. And like they just kept like, oh well, you cheated on me. Oh well, babe, I thought you forgave me. And like, it's just like, babe, that was in the past. It's okay if you cheat like a year into your relationship.
Right.
And you literally said that.
Yeah, that's crazy.
And it just like the whole time, it just felt like they were bickering, and like it was just it's funny because at the beginning they were promoting like their healthy relationship, but as it went on, you could see that it just felt very unhealthy. Like if I was in the room, I would just be sitting there.
Yeah. And what was the craziest part? What I thought was absolutely the most absurd thing that happened, and the most like demeaning thing to Adam22 that happened throughout that pod is when he was like, and then you come back to me and like, you know, I'm doing great too. Or like he could like hold his own against him or whatever the fuck. And then like there was like a pause and you hear like laughter and like all the people in the background of the pod, like the people on the crew are laughing at Adam like, yo, you don't hold up to that guy. And even Lena or whatever the fuck her name is like, yeah, not quite.
I think that definitely put a damper on this shit. What's even funnier, because I didn't finish watching it, so I've only seen the highlights, but didn't they actually like FaceTime the dude on the—
Oh yeah. Adam literally asked him for a threesome in the FaceTime call. He like
you didn't ask.
Did you see it?
He said, "Would you be down?"
That part? He's like, should we do it?
Nah,
would you be down? Should we do it?
He didn't say we should do it. So he said,
no, he said, should we?
I don't remember. But
should we do it? Would that make me feel better?
Probably break.
Oh, I remember he said it would make him feel better if he was part of it. I remember that.
That's why I think
but
like it.
But I remember
he wanted some.
He genuinely wasn't there.
Dude, what was crazy though too.
Well, real quick, because I think what's kind of crazy about him like coping or whatever is that like the joke is that he's like a cuck. So like you would think he enjoyed it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. But
since that's why I say since he wasn't there, probably why he didn't like it.
No, I don't think he would have enjoyed it being there either. No. If he was fucking her too. If he was fucking her too, then yeah. But if he's just sitting in the corner touching his cock, no, he's definitely not going to be on that.
Right.
So dirty. The verbiage that
I was going to say, this is dirty, Otown.
But like, so the part you're talking about, I remember Lena being like, if he was in the room right now, there'd be so much tension. Like, I feel like I'd have to shoot a scene. And I was like, bro.
What?
Oh.
I just like that would hurt me to my core. Sitting there with my girl and another dude, and she's getting so horny that like this guy's in the room.
Right.
That she's gotta fuck right now. Nah.
I mean, but imagine how she feels every time he talks about.
That's what we're getting
she
into
was there
now,
with like 10 other girls.
If we want,
and they're all so hot.
That is, but see, honestly, that's a pretty valid point though, because it is. Well, honestly, it's like a social or I guess like a social norm of like, if a guy is like banging like two chicks and it's like, oh yeah, like let's go.
Look.
But as the minute it happens to like a chick, it's like completely reversed.
But look, let's say why though.
There's slut shame.
There's reasons for that. There's actual reasons for that.
But you don't think that's like unfair though?
It's a double standard.
Well, yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah, and that's fine. There are double standards. You're allowed to do a lot of shit I can't do being a woman.
I mean, you do. I mean, you have a valid point.
Yeah, like for example, you can let's talk about the double standard of dating norms. Like you can be like, that guy's too fat, I would never touch him. But if a guy says that bitch is too fat, I would never touch her, he's fat shaming, he's a fucking asshole.
See, I don't agree with that.
I don't even think that's that bad.
Okay, but society,
I understand what you're saying, but
if it's not your type, then it's not your type. You don't need to say like she's fucking ugly.
I'm just saying there are.
Yeah, at that point you're just kind of being an asshole.
There are gender norms though.
And there
are double standards, and the reason that, and I feel like I've talked about this before, but the reason that it's different is because if a girl is like with you while you're fucking another girl, like let's say I'm fucking a girl and I got my girlfriend here, and now I'm not saying I would do this. I don't necessarily agree with like doing that lifestyle. Like I'm a full monogamous guy, I think one partner, yada yada. But like, let's just say I'm in the situation, right? And I'm fucking this girl, my girlfriend's here. The worst that's gonna happen to her is she's gonna get a little jealous, right? She's gonna get jealous. It's gonna be weird, maybe uncomfortable, yada yada. Right. Now, if I see my girl getting boned down by another dude,
yeah, it's different.
Being a man, it's like instinctive, it's territorial. Like they're like. That's my girl, and this guy is now on my girl, so he's in my territory.
Okay, I gotta say
it's demasculinizing.
How do you know how a woman feels about it?
Because I'm just talking like biology and gender norms.
But like, if that I don't know.
I'm sure that if
that was me, like I would.
What would you feel like less of a woman if your man fucked another girl? Would you feel like less of a woman?
See, I don't think about it like that.
Exactly, but that's how guys think about it. If I see my girl
less of a person, or maybe
why?
Maybe not less.
No, like if a guy sees that,
we feel like less of a man. That just got beat.
Yeah, that shit hits us in a core.
I would be like, all right, well,
like we got beat. We are now less of a man.
But
You see what I'm
why?
saying? Because we just got bitched up, especially in the like animal kingdom.
Yeah.
If we were in the like
Or
the way you
just in
see
the male
gorillas and
world.
shit,
Yeah.
like they're monkeys are us, right? Back then, and when you see like a gorilla like holding down his territory and shit, then I lost my train of thought.
There's we can just say this out loud. There's a really big spider in bathroom. If you guys want to kill it after the pod, that'd be cool.
You got it.
Fucking hate spiders, bro.
You guys want to man up? Oh, since you want to talk about manhood, you want to be bitched up by a spider?
Yeah.
You want to be bitched up by a spider?
That's fine. It's not.
Why don't you go kill
That spider's not trying to fuck my bitch.
Yeah, he is. You don't know his motive.
G shit. G
Yeah,
fucking
that's gotta
shit.
go in there.
Yeah, I was gonna say
But
that.
anyway, back to my example. So you got
So you're talking about gorillas being territorial.
yeah, like so gorillas.
But are you
Animals-
gorillas?
No, but
We're-
in the animal kingdom.
We're primates.
Yeah.
Okay. I hear you on that. I receive that. I get that. But
It's
we've
in
come
our
so
instinct.
far from evolution. There's so many things that are instinctual
What's in our
that we
instincts?
don't act on because
Like
we're
what?
human beings because we
what?
have like matured on that.
Yeah, we don't act on them, but they still affect us.
Right.
Like they're still up here. We just don't do anything about it
Right.
because we can't.
Well, you could, but you don't because you know better.
Well, yeah, like let's say for example, I mean, what's a fucking good example of that?
I know. I was trying to think of one. I couldn't.
What?
The first thing that came to mind was like murder, but like I don't really go.
I know.
around
I was thinking of that
wanting
too.
murder. Oh, I mean, taking what's not yours, I get. Oh, I don't really get a hard on for stealing either. Really trying to steal.
It's kind of a tough one, actually.
Yeah,
I don't really have too much to argue behind it.
but
like,
what we can't deny is biology, right? And in our biological genetic coding, we still
okay,
do
wait.
feel
No, I
these
have one.
things.
I have one. It's not biological for a man to be monogamous.
That's true.
Yeah, but you still do it.
Yeah, we choose to. Yes.
Right. And you can
But I
choose.
still have the urge to fuck other girls. So I'm still going to have the urge to, when I'm seeing another dude dick down my girl, to be fucking pissed about it and not be okay with it and feel like a lesser man.
But would you feel like a lesser man for not going and catching some play?
I don't know.
Yeah, to some extent. Yeah, like being in relationships, I've been like, damn, is this it? That's crossed my mind being in a relationship. Like, damn, I'm never going to fuck another girl again.
Ouch.
I'm just saying. Like, it's
Yeah, like I said, I mean, that shit
not
definitely
to me,
hits
but-
guys. I feel like, well, I don't know.
So yes, your answer is
as
yes.
far as that aspect goes, I feel like it definitely feels different towards a guy than it would towards a girl. Like seeing,
How many times have you like talked to girls about this? Like about how it makes them feel?
well,
I've had exes tell me that they think it'd be hot if I fucked another girl in front of them.
How many?
How many exes have told me that?
Yes.
One.
Okay.
typically the girls I've talked to don't want me being with any other chick. So.
Yeah. I'd say
You know
that.
They don't, but look, it's still like it doesn't. It depends. It's because of jealousy, though. It's a different motive. It's
Yeah.
not because of.
But a
her.
man is jealous too.
It's not just jealousy with us. I'm not even so
But
much.
it boils down to that. It's not just jealousy for girls.
Because I'm not jealous that he's boning you down. Because I know I can do that too.
Right.
I'm mad that I'm getting bitched up in a way.
Right. And so for a girl, it's
My
like the same
territory
thing.
is being pissed on.
For a girl,
I mean,
it's
there's
like the
a-
same
yeah.
thing. You feel like
There's a
I'm
level
not
of
good
jealousy,
enough.
don't get me wrong,
You
but
feel like I'm
talking
not
about-
good enough. You know, like, oh, he wants to be with somebody else because I'm not doing enough, or I'm not enough. That would be the feeling for a woman.
Is that how you would feel about it?
If I got cheated on, yeah.
Cheated on, but this was consentful. This was like you can do this.
I
It's
mean,
consentful. So that's what I'm saying. I feel like it's different depending on what you're into.
well,
and
don't
how
consent
you,
to it if you're gonna cry about it after.
that too.
Well, yeah, but what we're saying is like the whole as far as the Adam22 situation goes,
Yeah.
he shouldn't have consented to it because clearly he's coping for
But
one.
they're also in a
for
different type
two-
of relationship. So I mean, their shit's kind of like weird. That's why I think it's kind of funny that people are talking about it because they literally are in like the porn industry. So I mean, like it's kind of like bound to happen. Now, like I was like saying kind of earlier, like I think them just getting freshly married has a lot to do with why it's caught so much attention because people are like, oh yeah, you know, they just got married. Oh, he's letting her get that. Like
we can
it's-
jump into
it's-
that too.
It's crazy. Like it's insane. Like you
It
know,
was
when you
the
think
wedding
about
gift.
it.
Well, here's what I think.
But that's why I just literally kind of like to what you were saying though, Bailey, is that like that whole thing does
Yeah.
kind
What
of
do you
like,
think about it?
I just think it kills me how we have that dynamic of where like it like two or a guy and two girls is not as frowned upon as a girl with two dudes or you know however you want.
But you see why though?
or just a different.
No? I mean, you think it's the same exact?
No. I completely understand it, but the thing is with them is that they're in like the porn industry, so their rules and all that shit are kind of different.
But they weren't different for 7 years.
What do you mean?
For 7 years, he was boning chicks and she wasn't boning dudes.
But what? So I guess
So where did the shift happen?
that's what I was
And
gonna
that's actually what I want to get into as far as the marriage goes.
So
I think she was waiting until the ring was on it.
I mean, I guess so, but
It sounded like both of them were waiting till they
I
were
think
married.
she's getting more involved with the whole porn stuff. So I think that's also kind of why. But I don't know. I mean,
He's just as invested.
they didn't talk. I didn't finish the podcast, so I didn't finish the Adam22 podcast. So I don't. So
Now they claim they were talking about it before the marriage and stuff. Like it was already an idea before they got married.
he consent to it.
And he helped her pick out who.
Yeah, he did pick.
See, that's what I'm saying though. They just, I mean, respectfully, I say this term weird, but I'm not saying it like that. But they have
Unique.
Yeah, exactly. Thank you. That's a much better term. They have a very unique.
It is weird.
Well, not really. I mean,
It's weird.
it's.
I mean,
not-
weird
it's
just
not.
means foreign
It's
to
not
you.
the norm. Yeah, it's not your typical like shit. But like I said, they're in like that porn. I can't
Even-
stress it,
I
'cause,
mean,
like,
even
the porn thing to
letting-
me is what I think really makes it a whole kind of different. Like obviously, an average us being like average civilians, all that shit, like it's gonna be kind of different situation. Them being kind of like not reality stars, what I'm looking for, famous, if you will, like
Porn stars.
being bigger. Yes, being bigger porn stars. Adam with his, notoriety with everything else, podcast. But that I feel like their situation is different because they're in that type of industry. Like it's kind of a different situation if we're talking about like,
That's the same thing.
I mean, it is to an extent. I feel like
It's the
like,
exact same thing. It's
I
what
don't-
you like
I
in
don't,
bed.
I'm not disagreeing with you though because I completely agree with what you were saying. I just that's social.
I mean,
media.
at the end of the day, don't get me wrong. Like people make their own choices. If you want to let your girl get
Because
dick
literally
down,
he
let
has
her
like
get dick down.
he has so many videos, but at that same token, she consented to that shit too, and she was a part of it. So
And it's a different dynamic.
although
That's my biggest
They
point.
also talked about though. I think didn't Adam say like he felt weird when they did their plug talk episode without her because she was either pregnant or out of town or whatever, and he had to like smash someone different. Like, so I mean, I think people also forget about that because why isn't that talked about enough? I mean, again, they discussed it. Like they must have discussed it. They had to have come to an agreement. Like, okay,
Yeah, it was an open thing. Like he was allowed to fuck other
So
chicks.
that's why-
I think he fucks other chicks even off camera.
that's why I think that
just
them
fuck chicks.
getting married
think
has
so.
the biggest
I think it
thing
was a
to
thing.
do
No,
with
'cause
why
The
this is so
first
big.
year he cheated, but I think that they eventually came to the understanding of like.
Well,
an
that was the
open
other thing. The cheating thing
relationship.
happened when they were like
'Cause I-
just starting out. So I mean, like,
I mean, a
I'm
year
not- I'm
in,
not-
that's pretty deep.
no, well, I agree. I was just about to say because
Even-
I'm not making excuses.
I
For
think
it, but
it's
I'm saying
worse
they've been
to
together
cheat
for a
in the
long ass
first year.
time. So
I think it's worse to cheat in the first year. Almost. It's like
again, yeah, I'm not making
things are so
excuses
fresh.
for it.
If you're cheating in the first year, like you probably shouldn't be in the relationship.
No,
Yeah.
they definitely obviously
Because
went
that's
through
when
it.
the sparks are flying and things are the best. It's in
Right.
the first year. So
Right.
like if you're already cheating the first year, you're probably in the wrong relationship.
We should talk about that.
Cheating.
Well, no, I'll talk more about what you just said, but we'll save it for another podcast. But
we can talk right now.
whatever.
What we're talking about.
The first year. Actually, no, I don't want to talk about it. We'll talk about something else because it's more like nah.
Wait, I feel like now we have to. I'm sorry.
Why?
Sorry, not
I
to.
was
It's
gonna
all
say,
part of the
yes, the
same
first
soup.
years of a relationship are the best. That's all I was really just gonna say. Like
Yeah.
we could have dove into like, oh, why is it the best years? Oh, like I don't.
Oh, it is. Okay, fine.
Yeah, you see what I'm saying?
Okay,
Yeah, thank you.
don't
I
wanna
mean,
get-
yeah, no. Actually, yeah. let's
I
get
mean,
into
I can.
it. no,
I will say that getting into like a more mature, we just hit our 3-year mark like last week. And like now we're talking about like exciting things like buying a house and like all this other stuff, like adult shit. Like going from a young person to like being in an adult relationship, that stuff is exciting too. It's
Yeah.
not as spicy as it once was.
Yeah.
in that way.
sure.
But you know, it's not that it's necessarily the best. It could get better if you.
Yeah, no, I see what you're saying, but the
It
first
will
year
be
is like
better.
when the sparks are flying. Like
Yeah,
you
I know
don't
what you
see
mean.
anybody but that person. You know what I
what you
mean? Like even as a dude, and we were just talking about natural dude instincts. I didn't even think about fucking other bitches for the first year. You know what I mean? So, yeah. So I feel
Get a
like
little bit deeper in the relationship.
Whoa.
yeah, you start thinking about it. You still don't act on it.
No,
but
no,
you're
that's what I was gonna say. Things start to lose their, you start to lose the sparks.
yeah. Things start calming down a little bit.
Depending on what you do to keep the relationship alive and all that.
It's kind of sad to think about.
Mhm.
I don't know. It's
What?
just like losing the spark.
Well, you'll
And it's
never. I mean, like, bro, I don't think there's a relationship out there that's as exciting 20 years down the line as it was on year one.
Yeah, no, I agree.
I
but
feel like
still-
at most, like the most you can keep it at, like that peak is like 5 years, and that's like you got a solid fucking couple right there.
what do they call them? Not twin flames. but there's something like that.
My twin
I don't
flame.
know, but if you're making it 5 years and it's just as exciting as year one, like you found the one.
Yeah,
For sure.
yeah,
You found
no
the one.
shit.
Even like 3 years. Like, yeah, that's a long time. So anyway,
Yeah, that's it.
are we still on Adam22? I think we could still be on that because
Yeah, keep going.
well,
If you have more to say about it.
I mean, well, my thing is still just like, do you see what I'm saying as far as demasculinizing the man? I don't think a dude
yeah,
fucking
100%.
another chick defeminizes a woman because she's already feminine. She's already, I mean, this might come off the wrong way, but bear with me, people.
Okay.
Already in the, there's dominance and then there's submissive. She's already in the submissive role of the
Right,
relationship
right.
as is. So now she's just continuing to be submissive. Maybe it makes her a little jealous. Maybe it makes her feel some type of way, but she's still submitting. And the man, when another man fucks your girl, now you're submitting. The man is submitting,
Right.
and that
And
is
that's
something
we're
that
not
men
used
don't
to.
do.
Right.
You see what I'm saying?
I hear you on that.
So
It's definitely tougher.
But I
It's
don't-
definitely tougher for a guy to go through that.
I just, all I'm saying is that
that's why girls forgive guys all the time.
I mean, I know why.
guys forgive girls all the time too.
Rarely, bruh. Rarely.
I feel like it's, from what I've heard, it's equal.
No way.
I've never had to experience it.
Bro,
like,
I've met
girls
chicks that have been
first,
cheated
but-
on like 10 times and they stay
Right.
with the dude.
Okay.
Yeah, that shit.
Like, bro, as a dude, once I've let it slide once before.
Yeah, literally.
And this was like my first serious relationship.
You get like
so-
you get like one, if maybe two.
but not per relationship, like in my lifetime. I only
No,
let
I
that
was
shit
talking
slide
about per-
once
Oh,
in
really?
my lifetime.
Actually, yeah, too.
Bro,
Yeah.
because I let it slide once and guess
Yeah,
what? She
honestly,
did it again 2 years
honestly,
later.
yeah, it's
Right?
like if that.
So, and maybe even in between. I just only know about the two. You know what I'm saying? So, like, that's where was I going with that? I got caught
Still
up
being
in
like
So
three
how-
years. Yeah.
How
So
it,
again,
it hurts more if it's a man.
You're about to.
No, what was it though? Where was I going with that?
You were saying how it hurts
Oh
this.
no, how chicks forgive, and the reason they forgive is because like one, I feel like you guys logically thinking have an understanding that like men like just have these urges, and like when we cheat, it's not out of emotion, it's typically out of just sex, like it's just pure like primitive shit, like we just want
Right.
to nut. Whereas when a woman cheats, it's usually more than that. Now, obviously, this Lena situation is not that, but because it was just business, but it's still. As a dude, just naturally watching that, no matter what the reasoning is behind it, unless you're like some sad, submissive cuck of a guy, you are gonna, to some extent, what?
It's Betty. Don't worry about it.
Oh, you are gonna, to some
does
extent, like feel some type of way about it. And I think we can all see that Adam22 feels some type of way about it.
Yeah.
Oh,
I
100%.
mean, she,
Which
from
goes
what
to
I
show,
understood.
like, it definitely. Sorry,
No, you're good.
That
You're good.
like it kind of like impacts a guy a little bit more than it would like a female. Which I mean, we don't make the rules. It's just kind of like.
It sounded
How-
like she was impacted by it too. She just kind of like tried to roll it.
Yeah,
Well, because that's something we didn't touch on because it didn't seem like that was something that she like necessarily wanted to do because she talked about.
I think she wanted to do it, and then she regretted it.
Yeah,
Yeah,
because
just like
she was talking about, I had all these times where like, I was there or I was about to do a scene and then I walked out and shit like that. So like, yeah, exactly. I don't think she like wanted to do it. Then she wanted to, did it, and is now like, fuck.
Kind of regretting it. It's just
Right.
coping. You can see her cope too. In the
They're both coping. They're both coping with
It
it.
just doesn't sound healthy.
They just have, yeah,
To
they
me,
just have,
it's
they just have a unique relationship. I mean, that's,
Yeah.
No,
that's
but
really
they're
all
not
it is.
healthy though. You like we just said.
Well,
oh my
I mean,
God.
but, like-
it doesn't look healthy.
It don't, but like, who gives a fuck?
But so that's my argument. I don't
That's not
think
my
that
life.
I don't think that these polygamous relationships, especially polygamy going both ways, is healthy.
right.
I could see it working out when a man does it. I don't subscribe to that life. I don't want to go down that fucking like road for myself because it sounds like a lot of headaches. But like I could see it somewhat working out if the man is like some superstar man and like she loves him so much and she's like, yeah, you need to do your thing every now and then. I get it. Yada yada. I could see it working out. But especially the other way, like where the girl's going off and doing it. I mean, have you guys ever heard of a relationship where it's only the other way? Like only
Yes.
the chick is allowed to fuck dudes,
Yeah.
but the guy stays monogamous.
Yeah. Well, I'm not going to disclose.
You
that.
know someone that does that?
So
People
they
out there
haven't
do it.
done it, but the
you act like you
boyfriend,
know somebody.
the boyfriend like said like, I want you to.
Oh, he's a cock.
Maybe.
So he does it for his own satisfaction. That's different. I'm talking about like you're in one of those relationships. So you know how like the girl will be like, I know you have to.
I mean, what is your reason though? Like, why does your reason have to matter? Can it just be the thing? Like, can it just be the whole picture rather than like the why, their motive behind it?
Well, because the guy's still getting something out of it. I'm talking about like a guy that I'm talking about like a guy that just submits to it, and it's like, look, if you need to go fuck other guys, that's fine.
There's this Instagram couple, or I don't know, maybe they're TikTok.
What does it look healthy?
Well, yeah, actually,
No,
but the guy's in a wheelchair. He's like fully disabled.
Oh.
I'm not laughing about him.
So he can't fuck her.
Well, she can fuck him.
So she needs a little spice.
Yeah.
Okay, there's outliers, Bailey. Yes, there's outliers to every situation.
Well, see, in those situations, I feel like there's plenty of outliers because it's something. There's so many.
Right.
Like, you know what I mean?
Right.
Like,
there's no like normal curve.
That's what I'm saying. Like
there's no statistics for it.
I guarantee there is. I bet we could find stats on
what
this.
you said. What?
Statistics on this situation, on like how many happy marriages are monogamous, how many happy marriages are polygamous, and how many happy marriages are polygamous where the man is still monogamous but the woman is polygamous.
Yeah.
Like, dude, that would never work unless the only way, and this isn't even working. This is taking advantage of. But the only way I could see that like lasting long term is if the guy's a sorry, sad piece of shit who's rich as fuck and can't get pussy to save his life, and the chick's hot as shit and she's only with him for the money, but she pretends to fucking love him, and she goes out and just fucks other dudes. And like he's like cool with it. He's like, well, I love you so much, and if that makes you happy, yeah, go fuck other guys. Like that's the only way I can see that shit possibly working out. And once again, that man is not happy with it. I bet he copes with it and he says, do whatever you want, baby. He pretends to be happy with it, but he's not.
I don't agree with that.
Well, then I'm about to slap the shit out of you.
No, to an extent.
That's crazy.
No. Because, bro, I mean, to each their own, bro. Like, you know, like if.
I'm not saying that it doesn't exist. I'm saying that if we were to put it on a percentage scale of how many of those relationships are actually between two happy individuals.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm sure it exists.
I thought you were saying like all of them.
It definitely exists.
Like, yeah, I was.
But if we put it on a percentage of success rate,
bro, honestly,
where both individuals are happy,
honestly, that stat would probably surprise us as far as.
Nah, it'd be like 2%. I wouldn't. Yeah, bro.
You don't think so?
No,
I mean,
crazy, dude.
I can see. I guess I'm being. I don't know if optimistic is the word per se.
You're definitely being optimistic.
Well,
that's
okay. Well, yeah, but it's because like I mean, it's what they want to do. Like if like. But I'm sure
bro. Have you ever told your girlfriend she could do something that you weren't happy about, but you just put up with it? Like, let's say she wanted to go out to the club or some shit, and you were just like, "Yeah, you can do that." So really, you didn't want her to?
Well,
that's what I'm talking about.
That's how it should be because you can't tell your girlfriend where she can and can't.
You can set boundaries. She can go to the club. You can just break up with me. I'm not saying I'm like that. I'm giving an example.
Yeah.
See, I feel like that's an outlier. The people who tell their girlfriends,
like,
"I don't want you hanging out."
I feel like that was also like high school shit.
No, that is definitely not an outlier.
That's some controlling shit.
Are you still doing that now? Nah.
Not wanting your significant other to hang out with a certain person. Are you shitting me?
I mean, okay.
That is so
if it's like an ex or like
when you
one-on-one with like a.
They're just going to the.
Okay, no. I'm just giving examples. Like you tell your girlfriend she can't go to the club. Like that's crazy.
I mean, personally, I don't subscribe to that, but like, I will say a boundary of mine would be if my chick is going to the club without me, she better keep me posted all night.
I'd rather my girl go with like a group of friends than just one of her friends to the club.
Even one friend's fine. Just keep me posted.
I mean, that's what
I just want to know what the fuck is going on. If you're starting out at Razzles and you move over to Rachel's, I better know that you made that switch.
Wait, if they were in a group though, sorry, Bailey. If they were in a group, would you still have her like check up? Like,
yeah, you still gotta check up.
But like, would you be
check up?
But would you?
Hey, ladies, I check up.
No, how would you? I check up too. I'm just saying.
Yeah, it's a healthy boundary.
Let me finish. So I'm saying, like, would you like check up the same way you would? Yes, she was just with a friend. Okay.
Yes. Just tell me where you are. If you're here, tell me you're here, and then you end up here. Tell me you ended up there.
That's also the biggest thing too. I feel like if you allow that,
and I do the same.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah,
it's a fair boundary.
There's gotta be a common. Yeah, there's gotta be a common ground when it comes to that. Okay, Bailey, what were you saying?
I don't know.
Yeah, that's a fair boundary to check up when you're out
Absolutely.
But like how frequent?
Absolutely.
How frequent?
Whenever, every time.
Let's just say you go out at 7 with the girls, you know, and you're planning on coming back at 2. So how frequent would you expect her to text you, check in?
Honestly,
every
just
couple hours or something.
Like what
or
Vince said, like just let me know when you're changing. If you're changing,
like if you're changing locations for sure.
What if you're bar hopping downtown?
If you're bar, then let me know when you hopped.
Okay, babe. I just walked over to this bar after 1 drink. Okay, babe. Now we're at this bar after 1 drink.
I mean,
okay, babe.
I still think that's fair.
But I feel like some of the things we talk about
because I know where the fuck. Because I want to know where the fuck you are.
And you have my location.
And you.
Not you, but you know, my boyfriend has my location.
but still, like we're not checking that every 2 seconds.
I'm weird with location stuff like that.
I actually didn't share my location in my last relationship.
Really?
Because it felt like synthetic trust.
I mean, I would rather that than like if I'm out with my friends, like I just want to have a good time, you know, like I'm not worried about, I don't have any alternative motives, but
the reason, let me explain the reason I did it. So my first serious relationship, we both had each other's locations and it caused like anxiety. You're checking all like if you haven't heard from them in a while, what the fuck's going on? You know, you keep looking and you're like, why doesn't she text me back? Her location shows she's just at home and someone at her house. So in my next relationship, I decided like, you know, I don't want that. Like, I don't want to be like, if I don't have the option, I'm not going to look. Like, I guess I'm a pretty anxious individual. Now, I don't now here's the thing. Once again, going back to boundaries, I don't like blow up my girl's phone either.
Right.
I wait for her to check in with me. And that's part of the reason it feels like a backstab when I don't get that check-in.
Right.
You know, I'm not here bothering you while you're out because I'm trusting you to keep me posted.
Right. I'm trying to let you have your fun.
Exactly. So just make sure I feel comfortable about it.
Just reciprocate.
And so like I said, I do the same for my girls when I'm out. Like, you know what I mean? I'll let whoever I'm with know where the fuck I am when I'm there.
Right.
And I mean, I see what you're saying. If you're hopping bars every 5 minutes, that could be a pain in the ass. Right. Then you could specify that. You could be that I'm on Church Street, right?
Right.
And we're literally having one drink at every bar for the next 2 hours. Yeah. Then 2 hours later, now check in with me. You see what I'm saying?
Or just be like, yeah,
so we're
starting here. We're gonna walk around. Like I'll let you know like where we're at.
Well,
like
I'll keep you posted. Literally, you can just say I'll keep you posted.
Right.
And then if I haven't heard from you in 5 hours, that's not keep you fucking posted.
That's what, yeah.
You see what I'm saying? Like keep me fucking posted.
My boyfriend feels the same way. He would prefer that I like check in every couple hours.
That's so fair.
Of course.
Like, I get that, but at the same time, like if I'm having fun and stuff, like I don't have social media and stuff. So the only reason I have like to check my phone when I'm out is to see if he texts me or not. That's not the only reason, but
the high majority of the reason.
Right. If I'm out,
100%.
like I'm already going to be out with the people I want to be out with. So,
yeah.
And to me, I just feel like if you trust me, I should be able to like be out and like not text you for a couple hours, not worry about my phone.
Okay, you share locations?
Yeah.
So you'll have the synthetic trust with the locations, but you won't do some manual trust labor that's actual trust.
I don't feel like it's synthetic trust.
It is. That's the only reason people share.
Because if you're not texting me back,
only, but it's a high percentage.
Checking with locations.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
I mean, you could use it for that, but like if you're not texting me or something, and I'm worried about you, not that you're
like
cheating
your health
on me.
and safety.
Yeah, but like maybe you got too drunk. I knew that you were driving home that night or something like that.
Let me put it this way: it's
good to know like how close you're going to be to get home, or like if I need to come get you and you're not texting me, like.
I also understand like if you're having like a good time, like enjoying stuff. But I'm saying that like it happens to me too. Like
you get carried away.
Well, honestly, my whole thing is like when I'm out, I'm not trying to be on my phone. Now,
but to send a quick text, it takes.
But that's what I was just about to say. Exactly. So
Takes 10 seconds.
Yeah, exactly.
It's not 10 seconds every 2 to 3 hours.
I think when you get to the bar, and you leave the bar, I think that's solid. It doesn't matter how long you're at the bar.
Check up text in the middle.
Fucking 8 hours.
I don't plan on being at the bar for 8 hours.
5 to 2. What is that?
I'm not at the bar from 5 to 2.
7 to 2. You've definitely
typically from 7 to 2. I don't know.
Whatever. A lot of people do it. Okay, we're not just talking about Bailey here. We're talking about like the masses and like the standards.
Bar from 7 to 2. That's crazy.
I'm gonna say straight up.
That's a lot.
Personally, so let's say my chick's out for 5 hours.
Right.
And I'm not going to say check in with me every 2 hours, but it should be a general rule. Like if I say check in with me, that doesn't mean tell me when you get there and tell me when the fuck you leave.
Right.
That's not what check in with me means. I want to be posted on your situation. You know what I'm saying?
Why?
I mean, comfortability is a big part of it.
What about it makes you comfortable?
Well, one, she ain't fucking around. 2.
So you don't trust her.
I mean, it's reassurance.
That's a good point. But
see, girls love to say that every time you instate a boundary. If a man puts any boundary on a relationship, you don't trust me. Like, no, bitch, I just have boundaries. Like, is that not fair?
That's fair.
You're a girl, and you know it's true. Every time a boundary is brought up by a dude, you don't trust me, do you?
I mean,
no, follow my boundaries, and I'll trust you plenty. This is how you keep my trust. I'm giving you seriously, I'm talking. I'm giving you the rule book here to keep my trust. Right. This is the rule book. If you follow these, then I will still trust you. But if you break my boundaries, now I don't trust you. I'm telling you how to gain my trust. Trust isn't given, it's earned.
Right.
And here is the list of how to earn it. These are my boundaries. You don't like my boundaries? Bye. That's literally how it is. Is that not fair? That's totally fair.
Exactly how it is.
Yeah. So if somebody's boundary is check in with me when you're out, you better check in. At least it's letting you go out. A lot of guys these days aren't cool with their chicks going out.
What the hell is that?
Well, it's not one of the boundaries. I'm not going to handcuff my girl, okay? I'm saying one of my boundaries is that you can't go to the club. Seriously, there are guys out there that have a boundary of you can't even go out. And then they won't date a chick if she's not cool with that.
That's crazy.
But it's still just a boundary. It's not like it's handcuffing her to the door. You know what I mean? So what I'm saying is, like, if you're somebody that at least lets your girl go do something, like, the least you could do is be okay with my boundary of let me know where you are.
Right.
And that's how you'll keep my trust. Now, if I tell you that that's what makes me comfortable and that's what makes me happy in this relationship and that's what keeps my trust with you, and you break that, I now trust you less. And you can't be mad at it because I told you that's my boundary.
Yeah.
But I feel like people typically don't state that as a boundary. Like, when it's brought up, it's just like, why didn't you text me while you were out this whole time? And it's not like initially before. Yeah,
people could get better at communicating.
I think that would probably solve a lot of issues. And, you know, if you were like, hey, you know, like, I just want to let you know, like, this is a boundary that I have just so I feel comfortable with you going out tonight, which I totally do because I trust you because you're an awesome woman or man, whatever your situation is.
Right.
Then just saying something like, you know, this is my boundary. I would really appreciate if you could text me like every time you leave the bar or every couple hours, you know, and set like a time frame on that. And like, you know, like, I want you to have fun tonight.
I feel like that should be like a universal thing that people do in a relationship.
I mean, but I get it if it's not. I get it if it's not. Like let's say a boundary. Let's say a boundary for you is I don't check in. That can be a boundary. I don't check in when I'm out because it ruins my night. Yada yada yada. But
that's boundary with my boyfriend, like, I don't.
Okay, and let's say with your boyfriend, his boundary is you do check in.
Yeah, that's how.
Someone needs to compromise, or someone needs to break up.
We do compromise.
That's what I'm saying. You see what I'm saying? I'm just using you guys as an example. I'm not saying this is what you should do in your situation.
Sometimes I forget. Like, sometimes I'm drunk, I'm having a good time. We're just like playing pool for like hours or whatever, you know, like whatever we're doing. And then I won't think about it until like I have to go pee. Like,
oh yeah,
like hours down the line. I'm like, oops. You know, then I feel stressed. Then I feel worried. Then I'm like, crap, now he's mad. Or not that he does that.
But he's going to be a lot madder if you don't check in the whole fucking night.
He'll be more mad.
Yeah,
a lot madder.
I just feel like that's not something I want to stress about. And that's why I put the boundary like, hey, you know what? If you're going out and you forget to text me, like, it's not a big deal. It's not a big deal.
That's your boundary, but you got to accept that other people are different.
Yeah, but like, why is it such a big deal?
Because that's just how some people feel. Maybe he's anxious. Maybe he's an anxious person. I can say for myself, I used to be a super anxious person. I've chilled, but like, I'm still a little anxious. Like, I still need a little bit to like, you know, be cozy.
Right.
You know what I mean? And some people are just more anxious than others.
Right.
You know what I mean? And especially in the world we're living in right now, the way these hoes are, bro, I will say since I've been single, right? Chicks in relationships are easier than single chicks. Is this fair, bro? Do you have a similar experience?
Yeah.
Chicks that have men,
it makes sense,
are easier to convince.
How does that make sense?
But you could say the same thing with men though.
Yeah.
I mean, personally, I wasn't easier when I was single. I turned down every girl that came my way when I was, or when I was in a relationship.
But I mean, you can't deny that like you probably had some sort of like that.
No, there were times. Yeah, there were definitely times I wanted to cheat. I didn't, but there were times that like I was like, can I get away with this?
Yeah,
no, don't do it. Don't do it.
Yeah, well,
you know what I mean. But what I'm saying, a single man is way easier to get than a guy in a relationship because a guy in a relationship has something.
Well, I mean, yeah. Well, I guess I was saying
girl in a relationship has something to lose too, but I feel like girls are so conniving these days they can get away with it. Really,
that is a very broad statement.
A lot of girls are so conniving these days they can get away with it, or at least they believe they can, and they usually do because y'all are smart. When it comes to shit like that, y'all are smart. Us guys, we are sloppy as fuck.
That is true.
We just go get ours, and then we don't even think about it later. And then next thing you know, they go through your fucking phone and they see nudes from bitches and texts and yada yada yada. Like, we're sloppy. Like chicks,
You can tell when a guy
they have it down to a science.
So if a guy came home after cheating, then you would know it, because especially if you wanted to fuck him, because he's already you know what I'm saying.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying. Now, if a female comes back,
It's normal for her not to want to fuck. Oh, you're tired? Let's go to bed, honey. You know?
but like still, like you wouldn't, like, you know, you might be able to tell depending on.
And girl, bro, I'm just saying. My point is, with social media and the way it's kind of affected these gender roles and shit, like, girls are out here being empowered, and they are using their power. And so in today's cheating, in today's dynamic, I think it should, like, you got to check in. Guys should check in too. I think they should make it fair. And I think most guys would make it fair. I don't think there's a guy out there, if he's loyal, that is gonna be like, no, I'm not texting you while I'm out. You don't trust me.
I'm not refusing.
No guy does that. No loyal guy does that. Not a single one.
I don't think.
But y'all loyal girls. But y'all loyal girls. You're like. You don't trust me. You're insecure.
I never said that.
But I'm just saying what chicks say. That's what they say when a guy places a boundary. But when a girl places a boundary, guess what we do? Okay. Yes, ma'am. As long as it's understandable.
I'm not refusing to do it. That's not what
I'm not saying you. Bailey, I'm talking about.
Because that's what
I'm just using you as an example because you're the one that contested me on it.
Certain chicks definitely are not okay with, like, boundaries, like, especially if definitely
most chicks, from my experience, I've had chicks bitch at me about their boyfriends and they're like, he's telling me this, and I'm like, I literally will call them out unless I'm trying to bone. I'll call them out and I'll literally be like, sounds like he's making sense to me.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, I would want the same shit. What's wrong with your boy? Like he can't have a boundary. You can't make your boy. You expect him to make you as comfortable as possible, but you can't make him comfortable.
If it depends on the boundary, but also, I mean, if you both have boundaries and you both need to be able to come together and abide by it
or leave.
Yeah, I mean, it's honestly plain and simple. It's not hard to.
And I think
now, if someone, like, genuinely, I will say, someone being like, "Oh, you can't go to the club," I think it's a little aggressive. But
still a boundary, though. You can leave.
No, I agree. But as opposed to someone being like, "Look, I just want you to check in with me whenever you go out." Like, you know what I'm saying? Which I'll go off on to say, I think that should be like a normal fucking thing to do. If you
I agree.
If you don't check up,
it's sus.
I have no comment.
It's sus.
So yeah, genuine.
It's sus.
So, but I lost my train of thought. But checking in is completely different than telling somebody, "Oh yeah, you can't go to the fucking club." So, like, if you can't eat, and if that's someone's boundary, and you're someone that's okay with that, then, you know, live a happy life. Yeah. If you're not okay with that,
and leave. Yeah. And good luck finding a guy that doesn't want you to check.
Because I was gonna say, even someone that has that type of boundary, I don't even fuck it respectfully. If you have that type of boundary, then, like, that's automatically gonna cause problems. But again,
what are you talking? The check in?
No, the
not checking.
No,
the club one.
Well, not only the not checking too, but the club thing, too. If you're someone that's like,
I think that's a
huge
killer.
red flag. If you have a problem with checking in, huge red flag. Also, I'm not talking to you. Please do not even look at me. Don't come 6 feet. We back to COVID.
We can bond and you can leave.
Yeah, but nah, dude. Like, genuinely, like, I feel like that's such a simple thing to ask. But it also, like, at the end of the day, it honestly depends on who you're with, though, because you're going to find somebody that's okay with somebody telling them, "Oh yeah, I don't want you going out," because that fucking person might not be the type of person that goes out. Anyway. So, you know what I'm saying? But if you
exist,
if you're the type of guy,
and there might be some guys that don't want the chicken.
That's
what I'm saying. It's rare.
Right.
It's definitely rare. I think most guys, especially in today's dynamic, with these Miami and influencer
everything,
chicks,
with all all things masculine and all that. If you're not, if you're cool with no check-in, that's insane.
Yeah, it's crazy.
That's crazy.
In today's dynamic,
and I'm not even I don't. If you're moving like one spot every time, I'm not asking. Hey, I went here. Oh, now I'm here. Or like, it doesn't have to be like every 30 minutes.
Every couple hours.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like every
fair.
2-3 hours, like, hey,
Yeah.
like, babe, just letting you know, oh, I'm here right now.
Like I said, there doesn't need to be a timestamp on it, but like
But I feel like there does. Because what if she texts you like 5 hours later? And like that's too
that's a
long.
lot.
for you.
But that's a lot. Then they can talk about that. Like, yo, I didn't hear from you all night until like an hour before the club closed. What was up with that? So yeah, they can talk about. I don't think that's a killer, especially if it's in the beginning of a relationship and y'all can address it. But now if it happens over and over and over and over and over again, now we got a problem. You know what I mean? But I don't think you need to necessarily put a timestamp on it. But if your girl is out all night and she hasn't thought about you in 5 hours,
Kind of weird.
that's fucking weird. You haven't crossed her mind in 5 hours.
See that, and it doesn't necessarily.
You need to dump her.
It doesn't necessarily mean that they're cheating either, but it makes it weird. Like,
Bruh,
you know,
if you
must
haven't
be having a damn good fucking time.
That's
You're
what I'm
not-
saying.
If you're not
Bruh,
talking to me, you must be having a damn
if the girl has gone 5 hours without you crossing her mind, there's a problem.
Because if a guy goes 5 hours, 6 hours without responding,
There's a problem. I get home, I'm like, fuck.
you'll be lucky if you make it home. Your ass gonna be right outside.
No, you get outside, your fucking tires are just popped. You're like, fuck.
That'd be the fucking worst, dude. God forbid. Yeah.
Like, yo, on the real, leave in the comments if y'all made it this far. Well, how deep are we?
45.
45? All right. So leave in the comments.
How do you feel about the situation?
One, how you feel about the situation.
How we did.
Damn, I asked the time and I forgot exactly what I was going to say.
You were about to ask them a question.
If they agree.
Not if they agree. Oh, yeah. Like the check-in stuff. Yeah, basically.
Oh yeah. How do you all feel
so-
about everything we talked about tonight? What's your view on relationships? We'd love to fucking know.
No. Here's what I was going to say.
We'd love to have you on the show. Too.
No.
Cast.
Well, sure. But to the homies out there, if your girl asked you or told you that she is comfortable with you checking in every so often throughout the night, would you tell her no? As a dude, would you be like, no, I'm not checking in with you? Ladies, leave in the comments.
Yeah.
If your man told you, and I don't want y'all with your honeymoon phased asses down there. I want y'all 3 years deep. You know what I'm saying? This guy he snores at night. He's starting to get on your nerves a little bit. I want you to leave in the comments. If your man tells you to check in, is it just a boundary or is he trying to control you? Fucking bullshit. Fucking bullshit. God damn. I guarantee every guy's gonna be like, yeah, whatever. I'll send her a text real quick. Every girl's gonna be like, he's controlling you, don't trust me. Fucking bullshit. Bullshit.
Vincent.
You got.
Damn.
Do we want to do a hot take on something else since we?
Yeah. I feel like we're on the hot take topic.
Well, I mean, yeah, relationship. I mean, we can stay on it.
Do you have a hot take?
Do you have a hot take?
No, I meant more or less like changing the topic.
Normal self-check out.
But
We're 45 in. I mean, I don't think we got enough time for like a big deep one. I wanted to get
text me
into.
back in 5 hours, and I catch your bitch ass at self-checkout. There ain't no questions asked.
Hey, if you don't get that one, refer back to the last spot. I think we wrap it up. Wrap it up.
We can wrap it up.
Wrap it up. All right. So thank you for tuning back in, y'all. Love y'all. If you're new here, hope you enjoyed the cast. Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe.
Definitely.
Dislike if you don't like it. That's fine too. Definitely subscribe. And in the comments, I actually really do want to hear. I want to see the
I would
stats.
love-
Can we put a poll on YouTube?
There's a way, but I'd just rather see it in the comments.
Okay.
So one more time, if you're a girl, let me know what you would say if your man said that he would like you to check in with him every so often while you're out. And if you're a guy, leave in the comments what you would do if a chick told you to check in every so often while you're out. Like, comment, subscribe. Vince, you can find me on Instagram at Vince Flanagan. Personal training, VCFcoaching.com.
Again, like, comment, and subscribe, man. Dislike it if you didn't like it. We want to hear what you all think. Leave a comment too and let us know what else you want us to talk about. Stay tuned. We got plenty more podcasts on the way. We're picking the pace back up. So again, make sure you turn those notifications on too, because we definitely are posting every Wednesday. If you haven't caught on already, new podcast. Make sure you not only follow Vince, follow me, 3God, THRE, 3GOD. Follow the podcast. That's at the Otown Talk. Bailey?
That's right, at the Otown Talk. That's right. Also, that we do post every Wednesday at noon. So stay tuned.
Every fucking Wednesday at noon.
Every
Yes.
Wednesday at noon on your afternoon drive, your lunch break. So yep, my Instagram is bayhit, HITT, and that's a wrap.
That's a wrap, baby. We'll see you in the next one next Wednesday, baby.
Let's go.
I knew that one was gonna be steamy. I knew that one was gonna be steamy.